Fritz, thank you so much for joining us today. We are at TDX on day 2, and I'm so eager to hear more about Riskonnect and your expertise in building an agentic business.
Yep, excited to be here.
And I
Thank you.
believe you have a ton of expertise in risk in general. You've developed a patent. Can you tell me more about the business in general, set the ground? What is Riskonnect?
Sure. Well, I've done a lot personally around ERP in my career, fintech. I've been in e-commerce and now risk. My patent work that you mentioned was actually part of an early era low code, no code platform, and that kind of got me into the platform space. So certainly excited about that. Moved into Riskonnect about 4 years ago. Risk is high stakes types environment. Claims, safety, compliance, important decisioning. It's complex. Risk is constantly evolving. It's one of those areas where regulation changes. There's lots of data, a lot of governance, and global scale in that environment. So, risk, it doesn't wait. That's what's fun about Riskonnect and the risk business. Risk escalates, it compounds, it spreads across domains faster than you can keep up with, which is why AI is transforming risk management software. It's a really fun place to be. Riskonnect provides solutions around insurable risk, around healthcare, around GRC, and business continuity resilience. And that's where we apply our AI capabilities as well.
And you're a CTO within the organization, and in an organization that have more than 200,000 customers, and I see some massive name like the US Army. What are things that are keeping a CTO up at night when you have this scale, this amount of users?
Sure. Well, we do have multiple technology stacks. Salesforce is a large portion of the portfolio for it, but it's not the only technology stack. So when I think about architecture, I think about things like multiple dimensions in there. So certainly standardization versus customization, multi-tenancy versus single tenancy, or maybe even specialized tenancy environments like GovCloud, compliance, consistency, scale, volume, performance, and cost. And all of those are trade-offs. There are risk decisions as well. You can't get everything you want.
Yep.
So you have to make a balanced trade-off decision.
And I'm assuming that moving into the agentic era, the concept of risk took a brand new perspective with the incredible creativity of the large language model. How did this impacted the way that you look at risk, and how does what you provide really applies to agents?
Well, we think about agents in 3 categories. We put them in guide, predict, and assist. But those come together as 3 interconnected layers that provide us the ability to help our customers power their outcomes. Under the guide category, you're thinking about clarity at the point of decision. So for risk adjusters, claims, notes, summaries, how do you handle a reduction of the amount of time it takes to review a claim? And if you can save it 60, 70% of the time for them to just review notes, that helps. CR for certificates of insurance. In the GRC space, risk and control suggestions. In the area of prediction, we do things like help with claims predictions around duration, around litigation, around the amount of money you need to hold in reserves. Automatic claim categorization for claims that come in. You want to just automatically tag them. It helps save a vast amounts of time. And in the assist area, we do things like conversational analytics, job hazard analysis, and for GRC, policy summarization. A ton of exciting areas for what we already do and what we're going to be doing in the future for those types of personas.
And you've been building agents from when the technology started being available. When you put your first agents in production, did you have some surprises and unexpected effects that you had to rework on as the technology evolved?
Well, with Salesforce and the world of AI, things are going faster and faster,
Right.
as you know for sure. So Salesforce is constantly deploying new capabilities now for us. In some areas, a few deprecations are going a little bit quicker than we expected. We didn't expect this cadence of change with Salesforce. Typically, you've got your spring, summer, winter releases, but that's no more. There's things that are changing every week. It seems like. So that means some things are not documented as well as they'd like, or maybe the trailblazer isn't there to capture all of the things that we need to know. Salesforce has tons of capabilities around that. Predicting consumption is a bit of a surprise. People don't really know exactly how much they're using, the reporting on usage. And for an ISV, that's a little bit of a challenge. But the digital wallet is coming, and that's exciting for us. From the customers, what we're hearing is a lot of positive feedback around flexibility, proven ecosystem, pre-built templates that we're providing. All that's really good. Naturally, there's a little bit of pushback around things like the consumption unknowns, unproven or maybe nascent ROI, and then finally data security questions, but they're all addressable.
And when you now look at everything that you've built, at some point, even when you already had your infrastructure using Agentforce and Salesforce, when the agentic era came in, you again had this choice to decide to continue and build on the Agentforce infrastructure or try another stack. What were the elements that helped you in making this decision of building your agentic infrastructure on Agentforce?
Well, as mentioned before, we have a good portion of our stack that's not on Salesforce. And so we have a good A/B test going for us here. We've got a lot going on there. On the non-Salesforce-based technologies, we have to build a stack from the ground up. That includes guidelines, homegrown components, layer abstraction, RAG models, model selection, all of that has to be built in there. On Salesforce, we get to choose to focus on what we build for the domain rather than the infrastructure. So the trust layer is there, multi-tenancy is handled. We get to invest in the domain and not in the plumbing, which really helps us there. The bottom line really for us is that we're going a lot faster on Salesforce with AI than on the non-Salesforce based technology stacks, which is super exciting for your business, our business. We're happy about it.
So what I'm hearing is that without the need to reinvent the wheel, you can have all your teams focus on what are the business problems you're solving with those agentic capabilities.
Yeah,
right?
we get to focus on the business domains for our customers instead of the infrastructure that is also required.
So now, if you had to discuss with the CTO of a company that is thinking about either turning an existing business into an agentic business or maybe starting a new one from scratch, what would be your advice when considering doing it from scratch or looking at a platform and building on top of a platform like Agentforce?
Right. Well, it's really it's an easy choice in many ways. There's so much we don't have to do with Salesforce because it's already there. The value is in what we don't have to do. And then we get to put our energy around the business domain. The platform saves us a ton of time and energy. And AI becomes the easy part of it. It's drag and drop. The data preparation is real, certainly. The learning curve is a little bit of a challenge, but with Agent Blazer, Trailblazer, the Salesforce community, it's all supported there. So it's kind of a no-brainer for many cases.
Fantastic. Well, now let's look ahead and think about your 12 months roadmap. What would be the thing that excites you the most, either from an architectural perspective or of how things are evolving, or maybe feature perspective?
The future for risk is about autonomous risk program execution. It's all there and there's more to do. For me, it's about velocity. So the capabilities that are in many ways already there, things like headless agents, multi-agent orchestration, cross-product intelligence, and getting to a point where there's self-optimizing controls and it's all the automation is there. So the autonomy happens when all of that comes together. So we're super excited about the future. Our customers are excited about what we can do. And that's what our future is about.
Fantastic. Well, and my last question is zooming out of the Agentforce ecosystem and thinking about AI tools in general. Do you have a tool, an application that's really made it to your day-to-day, either at work or maybe outside, that you couldn't think about living without now?
I mean, it's natural. The tools such as ChatGPT and Claude, Cursor. Now we're finding that different tools fit different personas' needs. But for the leadership, Claude and ChatGPT are just amazing. Developers using those tools, they're using Codex, they're using Cursor, and it's exciting. We can't live without those tools. And what I like about Agentforce is that we can pull those models in and select and choose the different ones right there for the right developer has the right tools at hand.
Change them as they evolve, right?
Yep, absolutely. You guys are keeping up with it.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that we got to spend some time to discuss Riskonnect. I hope that you're going to discover a lot of good things at TDX, and I'm looking forward to see the evolution of your application and the listings on the Agent Exchange.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Antoine. Really appreciate it. It's super exciting to be here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.